Well, hello, everybody, and welcome. Thanks for watching. Today's topic, the changing etiquette of personal pot smoking for me. And I share it with you because I'm curious if your personal etiquette for smoking pot in public has changed as well. And here's what I mean by that. Now, I recently went to see The Cure play at the Hollywood Bowl, and I have always been an advocate of getting high at concerts. So, of course, I brought myself a joint to smoke at the concert. But here's where things changed a little bit. Number one, of course, the reality of smoking pot has changed also, just in the fact that you can pop an edible before the show. You don't even have to smoke a joint anymore, right? You can just pop an edible and be good, which, to be perfectly honest with you, I did. I popped an edible for the show, and I also packed a joint just in case I wanted a couple of hits during the show while I was there. Because, to be honest, and as a matter of fact, I'm curious if this is the same for you out there who indulge. Popping edibles, the high is different for me than the high that I get from actual smoking of pot, whether it's in a joint or one of those little pipes or whatever. Um, it's totally kind of different experience. And so I had an edible and it was kind of already wearing off. The Cure, as you may know, played for a very long time. They played for just shy of 3 hours. And so I had popped it before we even went into the concert, into the bowl. And so by the time the Cure got to like an hour and a half into their show, when they took their halftime, I was ready for a little bit more, enjoyment on that level. And so when the time came, here's when I experienced what I would call a dilemma. I thought about, okay, I'm going to get high now. And 9 times out of 10, I would just pull out my J, and just smoke it. But here's the thing. Since the pandemic, I'm not, that guy that's just passing a joint to the person next to me because of that whole COVID business. Now, it's weird because in the old days, hey, I could have probably caught 100 other different things by passing joints to strangers and receiving joints from strangers. I didn't think twice about it. But now I do think twice about it with the whole COVID thing. And so here's where my dilemma arose because I was going to be the only one smoking. Last time I went to a concert, I had a bunch of pot smokers with me. There were 5 of us. And so this time it was only me. And so what happened was I'm that guy that when I pull out a joint at a concert, I want to pass it to you. That was my personal etiquette that I used to have. I want to share with you, right? You can certainly turn it down, but I'm going to share it with you if you're close to me because I want us all to experience that. Why not? But now that I have this little bit of awareness, I didn't necessarily want to pass to strangers, but silly overthinking me also felt like I don't want to seem like that selfish guy that's just sitting there smoking his joint by himself and not sharing with anybody. I'm probably the only guy in the world that would think that way, but I was thinking that way. I was going to feel a little bit guilty about being the only person smoking and not passing to my neighbors. And so what I did was, I just took a walk. I sat up in the very highest rows of the Hollywood Bowl. So it was just a couple rows to the top. And they have these walkways that wind wide around. And because it's the highest level, there's not a lot of people walking around up there and so on. And so there's some dead space up there. So I just went up there, and took a few tokes and came back. Because I didn't want to appear like a selfish guy. Overthinking, And that's how I handled it anyway, because I think I'm done with passing joints to strangers at concerts. What about you? Do you still indulge in public in a concert setting? And if you do you still pass to your neighbors? I'm curious how you handle that. Um, One other thing I was going to mention very quickly was also in my, in my personal indulgence when we play poker. There's a few guys that smoke at the table. Not everybody does, but a few guys. And so I used to enjoy that camaraderie of passing around the joint. But now what I do is just roll individual joints, which maybe is better because I just give my friends individual joint and say, here's your joint, hit it, at your leisure and enjoy as much of it as you want. And so that's how I do it, and we're not passing it all around the table to each other. Little is, I'm probably going to get people arguing that, well, that wouldn't prevent anything. That's not my point. I'm not trying to sell you on what's going to prevent things from spreading. All I'm trying to say is that's how I've evolved my indulgence, and that's how I handle things. And I just want to share it with you and see what you think about that. Has your indulgence evolved or changed also? All right. Thanks for watching. Next time we're back, some record album talk. See you next time. Peace.